everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids, and this is my review of the LG N2B1 Network Storage Device. Now, when I first saw the LG NAS device, I was impressed by its design and the low cost. Well, now I've got hold of one to show you, so I'm really happy to bring you a review of this smart looking NAS. Now, there are quite a few models in the range. You can buy one without any hard drives installed, and either a dual layer DVD writer or a Blu-ray writer built into the base of the unit. Plus there are different options where you can select either two 500GB hard drives already inside the unit or two 1TB hard drives. Well, this particular model that I'm looking at here is the N2B1DD2, and what this gets you is the main enclosure, plus it gets you two 1TB hard drives pre-installed and a Blu-ray burner installed in the unit as well. So now we know which model we're looking at, let's take a look around what you get for your money. Now, as well as the device itself, you also get a network cable and a power supply and power cable, which will vary depending on the country that you're purchasing from. You also get a CD in the box, which has got some PC software on there, and I'll be showing you exactly which software you get for either the PC or the Mac in a little video I'm going to play for you in a short while. Now, as well as the CD, you also get a quick installation guide. It's nice that LG actually include this because it shows you how to get your hard drives in there, how you use this front panel for controlling the device, and how you set it up. Well, I'm going to do all that for you in this review anyway. I'm going to actually show you how you can configure the device in a very short while, but first of all, let's take a look at this device. Now, I'll just give you a quick tour on the outside of the device first of all. On the front here, we've got a power button. We've also got a selection button here, and then a left-right navigation button to the right hand side of this little screen. When the device is powered on, we get some menu options in here, and you navigate through the menus with these buttons and then make your selections here. At the bottom of the device here, this is where you either get a DVD writer or a Blu-ray writer. This model's got a Blu-ray burner in there. And then this is the eject button for the drive on the bottom right hand corner. If we open up the front of this device, we reveal where the hard drives are actually installed, and we've got two little tabs here that we push in, and then we can pull the caddy out that actually holds the hard drive. Now, these are 3.5-inch serial ATA drives. There's no extra cabling, they just plug straight back in, and you just pop it back in the unit like so and push it home until it clicks, and then it's ready to go. Let's close this door. We put round to the side. We've just got some ventilation on the side here. Round the back, we've got a fan built into the unit, the input for the power supply, an eSATA port and two USB 2 ports. Now, the eSATA port can be used for extending the storage capacity. Perhaps you've filled up the internal drives, you can add an extra eSATA hard drive here. And then these two ports here, you can use them either for, again, extending the capacity with an external USB 2 drive, or you can even plug it in a printer, and then you can actually print over your network. Got a little bit of cable management clip here, just so you can make the cable nice and neat. Then you've also got a Kensington lock hole down here, so that you can secure the device to a desk. Back round to the front, just on the top of the unit here, there's a little push open place, and this pops up an SD memory stick and XD card reader, and also another USB 2 port. And with these, you can pop in perhaps a memory card from a digital camera, and using the front panel, you can copy over the contents of that memory card onto the storage area inside. So now that I've given you a brief overview of what this device looks like, I'm going to play a video that I recorded earlier, which shows you the user interface that's presented within a standard web browser, and it shows you how you can configure the device. So once you've got everything connected to the mains and into your network and powered on, you can choose to install some additional software. If you're on a Windows PC, you can choose NAS Detector, NAS Monitor, Comms No Backup, Cyberlink and Photo DVD Album. For the Mac, you only get the choice of the NAS Detector. Now what the NAS Detector does is it allows you to easily find the LG Network Storage Device on your network and to launch the browser configuration window. If you don't want to install any software on your computer, then you don't need to. You can simply go to the LG NAS device and use the front panel controls to find out the IP address of the device. You simply type this in to your browser address bar at the top here, and then you're presented with a member login screen. You type in your user ID followed by your password and then click the login button. And then you're presented with the home screen for your LG NAS device. This gives you an overview of the device and the various settings and the status of the fans. It's an extremely easy to use interface. On this left hand panel you've got all your options for the various services on the device. I'm going to briefly take you through each of these, but not in too much detail. The Network tab gives you your host name and host description, and these can be changed in these boxes here. In the Interface tab, I can either manually set the IP address or I can have it to obtain the IP address automatically via DHCP. Then I've got some workgroup domain settings. Remote access does just that. It allows you to set a DDNS domain name so that you can access this over the internet. In the Time tab you can set up various time zones and time settings. Mail notifications is pretty self-explanatory. It allows you to set up email addresses so that if something goes wrong with your device, you are emailed about it. And in the volume settings, this is where you actually can see the size of the hard drives installed in your device and the percentage you've used. Now you can also set up different volume configurations, and I want to touch on the different options here because the LG NAS does actually offer quite a lot of choices. You can set the device using this drop down menu to one of these 5 different options. RAID 0 or RAID 0 is also referred to as striping, and what this does is it offers the fastest performance by spreading your data across the 2 drives installed on the device. This allows for quick read and write access times. RAID 1 is also referred to as mirroring, and what this does is it saves your data onto one of the drives and then mirrors the data exactly onto the second drive. So if one drive fails, your files are safe on the other hard drive. You can then pull out the failed hard drive and replace it with a new one, and the LG NAS will rebuild the RAID and mirror all your files back onto the new drive. JBOD is just one linear volume, so if you've got 2 1TB drives in there, it will act as a single 2TB volume. RAID 1 mirroring and linear volume JBOD is a mixture of the two. It also offers up individual disk support, so again if I've got 2 1TB drives in the system, it will show up as 2 1TB volumes. Selective mirror allows you to put tick boxes against various folders and mirror just those selections. We have some power settings here where we can set a standby mode, UPS power settings, set hibernation times. So in my case I've set the LG NAS to turn off at 2300 hours and then turn back on again at 7:30 AM in the morning. And I can also actually restart and shut down the device from this console. Language lets you set the various language options, and firmware allows you to upload new firmware revisions to the device. In the Share tab we can set up new users, new groups, and also set up new folders on the device. Burning is very interesting as well. This allows you to actually select various folders and files on this left hand panel here, push them across using the middle arrow into this window on the right hand panel, and then actually pop either a DVD or Blu-ray disc into the drive and actually burn and archive files off. Then we've got various services down here. We've got DLNA services, network servers, printer, iTunes, Time Machine support for Mac users, iSCSI support and also torrent support. Just to touch very quickly on this torrent support, what this allows you to do is to set a torrent file downloading to the LG NAS, and then you can turn your computer off and leave it downloading overnight. This frees up the need to have your computer switched on all the time when you're downloading. USB backup allows you to back up files from that USB connection, or to back up the files on your LG NAS drives to an external hard drive. And then we've got status and log information as the last two buttons here. It's a very easy to understand interface. I hope it's given you an overview. Now let's go back to the main review. Well, I hope that setup video was helpful and shows you how configurable the LG Network Storage Device is. Now let's move on to what I really like about this device. Well, for me, I love the iTunes server. I also like the AFP and Bonjour support for the Mac. This BluRay writer is really useful because I can archive off files as and when I wish. And I also respect the fact that they've included RAID 0, RAID 1 and JBOD support. It's also extremely useful for storing things like photos and videos. I've been testing this with a PS3 and happily streaming videos to the PS3 without any hitches. The build quality is rock solid too. It might be a plastic outer casing, but it really feels well made and as though it's going to last for a long time. But what I don't like, well, there's really not a lot to dislike here. Maybe the only thing I could pick up on is the price. If you go with one of the models with the 2 hard drives already installed in it, then it is a little bit pricey. But the cheapest model with no hard drives installed and a DVD writer can be picked up for as little as £145 or $230 in the US, and then you can populate it with the hard drives of your choice. If you pick up the model I reviewed here, which is the N2B1DD2 with the 2 1TB hard drives and the BluRay writer, it's going to set you back £329. If you go to the US, it's going to cost you around about $460. So what that equates to is you're paying round about £180 for those 2 1TB drives and the upgrade to the BluRay writer. I'll leave it up to you to decide if that's worth the premium price. Well, thanks very much for listening. I can certainly recommend this device. In my tests it's performed very well. Speed of copying files across is awesome as well. I certainly can't fault it on that front. Thanks for listening. Come back soon and check out more video reviews on the Geekanoids channel. This video review is sponsored by BMI Solutions, the largest reseller of document scanners within the UK, with a price promise guarantee.